Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is soimwatching Riverdale, Season 6, Episode
18.
Chapter
113, Biblical. Yeah.
This is fun. It was silly. A couple things happened.
There's some stuff. Veronica unhinged at one point and started singing Ladies Who Lunch.
She went full Carrie Bradshaw.
That's a Patty LuPone, right?
Like, I'm sure.
Okay.
I don't know. It's Sondheim.
She says from Company, right?
Yeah.
I have to know because it feels like something Patty LuPone would sing.
She went full Carrie Bradshaw while Riverdale was crumbling to its foundation. It was like
hilarious. Oh, nope. Elaine Stritch. Patty LuPone did do it, but Elaine Stritch originated.
Well, it was so funny because I got up to get some water and I was like, they're just singing, it's fine. And you said something about like everybody giving her looks. And I made some joke or something, but when I walked back and I saw everybody, I was like, oh, this is cringy in world.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's great. I actually love that.
Well, she was also stealing everyone's drinks. By the end of it, she's sitting on Fangs' lap after she took him away from Tony.
Well, she started off by both shading Tony and Tabitha. It was really funny. But basically, it's the kind of Riverdale. Is he happy again now?
You can be happy now. We're done with the Umbrella Academy.
It's the kind of Riverdale that I love, where they just are throwing wild shit at the screen. Percival is doing the plagues because Archie and his construction company are still on strike. Mm-hmm. And the railroad needs to be finished before some or such moon and the apocalypse and baby Anthony for some reason. And it seems like he is planning the Book of Revelation because there was a lot of talk about the Harlot of Babylon.
Yeah.
Can you just not say whore on the CW? That feels weird to me. Like, that feels like such an arbitrary, especially considering some of the things that, I don't know.
Input the pronunciation that Brittany Murphy uses in Riding in Cars with Boys. My daughter's a whore. So yeah, he's doing the plagues. Everyone else is just kind of like going about their lives.
Oh, well, Cheryl decides, they're trying to take the high road.
Cheryl is like, I could just kill him with my pyromancy. And Archie's like, that's not what's at the heart of Riverdale. You have to take the high road. And I'm fucking sick of the high road right now. Get dirty.
Sure, but also I think, as evidenced by this episode, I think Cheryl is too cavalier with what she's going up against witchcraft-wise. It's like... So
I mean, Heather is like not necessarily egging her on, but like Heather's being very helpful. We are all a little suspicious of Heather. I don't know. I just don't like what's her end game if she's not there for actual help. And she's the one who will, spoiler alert, be bringing Sabrina in next week, which feels like a...
Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. So anyway, she tried to kill Percival. It was working, but he countered the spell into Nana Rose.
Yeah. There
was a truly upsetting. It was only a second or two shot of Nana Rose in her wheelchair, engulfed in fire, screaming.
Yeah.
I was just like, I clutched my pearls. I was like, my God. And then she didn't die because I was a little bit thrown that Cheryl wasn't too phased in the aftermath of it. And Heather was treating her with salve. And so then she's wrapped in bandages like a mummy. And
then Percival comes in and smothers her. So, because she's the oldest living firstborn child. And that's the plague he's going for now. I don't know. I hope they like find Nana Rose and put her in with the resurrection next week.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, it's not that I feel like we can't lose Nana Rose because if anything, we've kind of lost focus of her.
But not like this.
No.
This feels too cheap.
Yeah, because we were big Nana Rose stans like 2 seasons ago, and then she's just been too inconsistent this one season. But yeah, not like that. There was a lot of just very strange sitcom logic. Like, Tony, for some reason, asked Cheryl to officiate the wedding. I cannot for the life of me understand why she would have done that. Also, as you pointed out, Tony was all in on this wedding that not 2 weeks ago was purely a matter of formality.
So it's like she's all in. First of all, Kevin comes to Fangs and Tony and is like, hey, I just want you to know I'm dropping the custody.
I'm really sorry. And they are like, water under the bridge.
Immediately water. Like, do you want to babysit right now? kind of energy.
Also sing at our wedding.
So
you can bring moose.
So it's like post that. And Tony is like, I need you to help me plan my wedding. I'm so thrilled and so excited. It's the dream of a lifetime. I can't wait to be married forever. And I'm like, 2 weeks ago, you were like, I don't know what's become of Fangs, but I need this for the custody battle. And I'm like, you don't even need it for the custody battle anymore.
I just like throwing this Kevin plot over like this quickly like this is worse than Kevin having no material.
Yeah.
Like the lack of motivation, explanation, reparation, consequence, like
because it's you were right. It is immediately water under the bridge, and they're like, "Do you want to come to the wedding?" And he's like, "Can I bring a +1?"
I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I was just happy to see everybody together, but also diminishing returns. It's there's another season coming, and this time it is a 7th and final season. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see this through to the end. We have largely enjoyed the season, but that was notable.
It's like
noteworthily frustrating.
Sometimes, and I think it's like in a way different like direction, because largely for the most part over the course of all the seasons this show works better. But I get real 3 writers in the writer's room Glee energy from this, where it's like sometimes
they're just dividing the episodes up and writing their own.
Exactly, where it's like everything's made up and the points don't matter. Because
I don't know if you're familiar with that, but back in the olden times with Glee, basically the writers would just, it was like 8, 16, 24, like they each got, or 7, I think it was like, and so if you wanted Glee to make sense, you just had to watch every 3rd episode because it was like the continuation of the previous.
Yeah. Like it was like Ryan Murphy, Brad Falchuk, and then the 3rd one, and they would just like go in a cycle like that. It was so weird.
It was very strange. So in broad strokes, things would kind of make sense, but from week to week, no.
Yeah. Veronica's got a whole weird butthurtitude about not having a boyfriend.
I mean, it checks for Veronica, and it would check more.
3 weeks ago, she was happily eating poisonous herbs in what looked like the most decadent bathtub of all time.
Yeah, but I'm saying it checks for Veronica that she would have an identity crisis without a boyfriend.
Sure.
But it would check more if this hasn't been some of the most we've enjoyed Veronica and Camilla being on the show.
Because then she also had the nerve to ask Tabitha, she was like, you've seen the future. Does Betty end up with Archie or do I? And I'm like, you still trying to go back to Archie?
No, you can't do that 3 ways over.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with that kind of like time altering, universe shattering implications, you cannot ask Tabitha that. And also, you can't put Archie and Betty through that. I mean, even though they don't know, it's like once you know, I don't know.
Well, because then you know that if it's like, well, the thing is, Archie actually ends up with you, and then Veronica's just over there stewing, and at some point she says to Betty, well, you don't even end up with him, it's me.
But it's like, these are her 2 closest friends. How does she counsel them as friends? Like, if they're having relationship trouble, it's like...
And that is also post the conversation she has with Betty, where she's like, B&V forever, and it's like, until I find out that I end up with Archie.
I'm
just also, why are you going backwards to Archie? Betty even barely wants to be with Archie. Come on.
Her hair just keeps getting shorter and shorter. I don't know.
We're going to get a real Mary Stuart Masterson haircut next.
But that was weird. I'm fine to just ignore it. We'll have to see if they pick it back up, because it was interrupted by all of the firstborns dying.
Yeah.
Jughead had a very funny plot. I guess he's just still, he needs to be in the bunker to silence the voices.
Yeah.
And he's just writing away.
So I guess, yes, the Jughead we were seeing the whole time is our Riverdale Jughead, I guess. But it made it kind of confusing to me when the other Jughead came in at the end. Because I was like, oh, have we been following the Riverdale Jughead this whole time?
Well, Tabitha was in the bunker talking to him.
But Tabitha knows him in Riverdale, too.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
And someone has to be still feeding him, so...
Well, someone
he
is.
Ate that fucking fairy food, you dumb boy.
It was so funny.
A burger and fries and a milkshake just appeared in the,
There were chimes. There was like a harp.
in the pitch dark tunnel of this bunker. And he was like, ooh.
And I was like, I mean,
piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
It would work on me. But I just like, my favorite part is like he clocked that it was weird.
Yeah.
But he somehow didn't clock it was supernatural.
Well, even his internal monologue was like, I shouldn't eat this food. And then he was like,
but it's that thing where it's like the camera zoomed in on his like internal monologue and it's like, I really shouldn't eat this food. And then it pans down and he's already finished eating it. Like
it pans down and it's just one of those monkeys with symbols.
And then Riverdale stuff.
Yeah, like he was writing all of these stories. Okay, so it must have been the Riverdale Jughead because he was writing all of these stories based on the voice he was hearing of the Riverdale Jughead, typing all the stuff.
But they're coming in and
stealing his stories.
But they like check on him first and like in a woo kind of way. So Llorona came in and did it.
And Cheryl,
Cheryl came in and did it. And then he woke up to himself.
Yeah.
But that Jughead looked kind of perplexed too.
Well, yeah, and different. Like he was wearing the sheepskin jacket again, which he hasn't been wearing in quite a while. His hair was like a little different. And
then he died from the plague.
I guess I'll allow it. Because of what's her name, Gladys. Mm-hmm. Because of Gladys, I'll allow it. But like, I guess you said because it's matrilineal. Jewish, and I mean, this is Christian or Jewish mythology. Okay, because he is not FP's firstborn. That
Charles
is
FP's firstborn, but he would have been Gladys's.
Alice.
And to my understanding, the Jewish tradition would follow the mother's line. So. Okay.
Well, so Charles is dead somewhere too then.
Yeah, what a weird... So we had him, 2 weeks ago, but we didn't have him in this episode.
Yeah.
Where this episode it would make sense to have him die, and then...
Yeah. Also, I don't know, is Alice a firstborn? Is Alice dead now too?
She was in this episode solely for... I wanted her to be the Whore of Babylon so bad.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than Betty, if you ask me.
I agree.
And she already has the red dress.
She does.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
Imagine Dragon's Thunder. Is that it? I mean, I think that's it.
That's mostly it. Fangs and Tony did get married.
There were the workers got boils, but then they went away.
Archie is Jesus. He was toiling away. He even was holding a railroad thing.
Here's our picture.
Yeah. Super inappropriate.
It was just like, it's just so funny, my relationship to Archie on this show.
Yeah.
Because I was indifferent towards him and then hated him. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just like, oh, Archie. Remember, weren't they trying to make like him a god? Like, were they trying to make a statue to him to worship? Yeah. It was just so funny, him like single-handedly building this railroad with all the red lighting and all of the abs.
Oh, because there was an eclipse at a certain point.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. There was lots of theatrics.
Yeah.
But that was the plot stuff. We've just like wiped away Jedi Mindsweep the Kevin plot. And
I mean, he did apologize, but but it doesn't seem like he knows he was mind controlled. He was like, I really thought that Percival was making the town better. And it's like,
Kevin's such a white gay. We're the worst.
Well, don't talk to me about it. Cis white woman over here.
I don't identify as a white gay, but that doesn't necessarily... Yeah, it's just like, you fucking would have voted for Trump, wouldn't you have, you mother... Like...
I don't know if I want to go that far, but it was like when we were talking about the animals the other night, and I was like, Ginger would have voted for Joel Stein.
I don't know. That was a weird note to end on.
Yeah, so. I feel like I was about to... baby Anthony did not actually die, because there's even though he's a firstborn, there's something special about him, they think. Mm-hmm. And that's why Percival wants him. So, we'll see. Yeah, next week, we're getting Sabrina back.
Well, July 10th.
Or July 10th, we're getting Sabrina back. She is going to help resurrect everybody.
It seems.
It seems that, and we're gonna create a coven. The girls are all gonna do magic.
I know. I was like, we have all of our girls, and they're potentially gonna like do the Monster Mash or something. It was like
Sabrina was. Maybe she's gonna make them all sign their name in the Book of the Beast.
The name game.
Yeah.
While they're signing in the Book of the Beast.
Love it. Can't wait.
So, all right. Well, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Like and subscribe. Bye.